Hello Olgeta and welcome to Pacific Pulse. I'm Tania Nugent. Coming up, a shot at the big time for the Pacific's most promising players. A snapshot of Santo in Vanuatu's north and ceremonial dance from Solomon Islands. Every summer the world's top tennis players come to Australia to compete in the Australian Open. At the same time, 300 kilometres away, the stars of the future are competing in their own championships in country Victoria. Among them, 16 of the Pacific's top players. Brendon Telfer checked out the action.
The Junior Australian Tour is a chance for the region's up-and-coming players to test themselves against Australia's top juniors in 3 weeks of regional tournaments that crisscross the Victorian and New South Wales state border. Are the kids able to hold their own against Australia's best here?
Very hard to hold our own against the best, but I would say it is improving. They're better, more experienced, which means our players are getting better.
The 16 players from the Pacific are based in Fiji. They're on scholarships with the International Tennis Federation's Oceania Development Program.
Pretty tough. Many players and yeah, pretty tough. Kind of different because we train on hard courts, but then we have to play on grass. So it's alright, but it's just kind of different.
They're a bit of a challenge, but it's way different than hard court. Yeah, it's just the bounces and like how fast the ball goes. It's very different, and you have to be like really fast.
The ITF Tennis Centre began life back in 1994 in Lautoka in Fiji. As it has expanded, it's looked to overseas for recruitment. Current ITF Oceania tennis coach is Taylor Wayne, who began his career here in Albury as a player.
Just a little high. Get down a little bit lower, lift up that ball. We don't get a lot of match play back in the islands, so to be able to come here and play 3 tournaments in a row and be able to come back home for me is a great thrill for all of us. You get in a better position when they're moving like that.
So how do they go then when they're thrown into the cauldron like this?
They go better than they think they do. A lot of the time, kids at this age, it's purely results-based. They see nothing but a scoreline. Whereas us as coaches, you know, we see development, we see little things that they're doing right. So we've just got to keep reminding them that this isn't the end point. Their tennis is going to get better, and this is just an experience for them.
But there were successes on the Australian Tour. Samoa's Steffi Carruthers took out the under-16 girls in Wodonga, while Annie Shannon and Maurice Polispene from Papua New Guinea took out the under-12 girls doubles in 3 tournaments. Perhaps the first steps towards becoming the first Pacific player in the world's top 100.
I wouldn't say that's a goal. That would be a small goal, and if that happens, that's outstanding. But I think to develop our sports at all levels.
Look, you know, you think if you were to have them here full time in your own program, boy, geez, wouldn't we create some world-ranked players? They're gifted athletes. They've got such great composure on court. They try so hard.
I guess talent worldwide at that age, there's not a lot of difference. For me, I think the difference comes, you know, when you get that match play, when you get that experience.
It's not just about tennis. There's a strong emphasis on life skills and education.
In the last 5 years, because our kids have good study habits and have done well academically, we've had 15 kids graduate from the ITF program in Fiji. All 15 have gained full tennis scholarships to universities in the state. So it's not only the time that they're with us, it's about helping someone for life.
It's very amazing. Like, it has taken me to a lot of places and pretty far in life too. So.
And you've met lots of people?
Yes, a lot of people, good friends that I will cherish for the rest of my life.
Pacific players have been competing in country Australia for some 7 years and in turn inviting their new Aussie friends to play in Fiji.
We make them feel welcome. Like, there's going to be another big group of them coming down for our Fiji Open, so we'll have lots of fun there.
The children are billeted here. and they've developed wonderful friendships which have now taken them overseas, where our children are still involved in the lives of the children from Fiji.
When the competition is over, the Australian families farewell their Pacific guests with a traditional country barbecue. The visitors say their own special goodbye.
Thank you, love you.
When we leave, please don't cry.
When we leave, please don't cry.
Now it's time to say goodbye.
Now it's time to say goodbye.
The island of Espiritu Santo in Vanuatu was a strategic military base in the Second World War. 100,000 servicemen and women were stationed there. These days, it's cruise ships, not battleships, that tie up at the wharf, and the locals are welcoming them with open arms.
There's a tourist boat coming over to the Gamble town. That's why you can see some ladies here selling their handcrafts. Most of our products are locally made by us, and we're selling things that are made from coconut shells, some carvings, anything that the tourists might like to buy.
The largest of Vanuatu's 83 islands, Espiritu Santo was first discovered by Europeans in the 1960s. Now it's quietly appearing on the tourist trail. Its capital, Luganville, is the second largest centre in Vanuatu. It was very different here in the 1940s when the island was used as a World War II military base. Some of the old Quonset huts that once dominated the streetscape are still around.
Our job is to organise all the tours in the island. So I've been doing this for about 10 years now.
In that 10 years, do you think tourism has grown a lot on Santo?
It seems like it's really growing up now, especially with this international flight now from Brisbane to Santo. It brings more tourists coming.
So what is it about Santo that you think people should come here for?
For the scuba divers, the people who want to dive, tell them to come to Santo.
Diving is at the centre of Santo's tourism industry, thanks to another relic from the island's World War II past, the SS President Coolidge, which sank after coming under friendly fire just 100 metres off the shore. It's now the world's most accessible wreck dive.
Tourism on this island is directly related to that ship going aground in 1942.
It was diving that brought Dave Cross here from Sydney over a decade ago. He's now a local resort owner and president of the Santo Tourism Association.
The expat relationship with the Indigenous people is very, very important. We need to train people, we need to respect the culture and custom, because it is very, very important here. I would like to see, as they have in Fiji, partnerships of New Vanuatu and expat. It doesn't exist here at the moment. I think that would work particularly well in giving the New Vanuatu people the opportunity of being very engaged in the businesses.
Tourism is very, very good to the people because tourism is for everybody. Starting from the top level to the grassroots level, they all benefit on tourism.
Most of us living without jobs, so whenever a tourist boat comes, it's a chance for us to sell in order to find money to save a family.
Thanks for watching Pacific Pulse. We'll leave you now with ceremonial dance from the women of Makira province in the Solomon Islands. Bye for now.